Thank you, Christina, for that amazing introduction. Good morning, everyone. My name is Daniel Spruill, and it's truly an honor to welcome you all to the 12th Annual Costco Breakfast in support of the College Success Foundation here in DC. That's a mouthful. I'd like to extend a special and personal thank you to the sponsors who, thanks to their more than generous donations, quite literally are the reason for this breakfast. In particular, I'd like to thank Republic National Distributing Company, the Chanot Family Foundation, and Fort Lincoln Newtown Corporation for your generous support of this breakfast fundraiser. Thank you. I'd also like to extend a warm thank you to the parents, guardians, and families who without you, we wouldn't have the wonderful students we have here today. I think the students also deserve a thank you. Thank you for your determination and grit and willingness to come back and give back. Most importantly, however, thank you to the College Success Foundation for your hard work, vision, and for helping so many students from all backgrounds get both to and through college. Okay, have I thanked literally everyone in the room? I guess I'd also like to thank myself then. Thank you, Daniel. You're welcome. Now that I've said my thank yous, I'd like to introduce myself a bit. My name is Daniel Spruill, and I'm a 2014 scholar in the College Success Foundation's Achievers Program. As Christina shared, I'm currently a software engineer at Topps Digital, working on a mobile trading card game entitled Marvel Collect. Ooh. In 2014, I graduated from Friendship Collegiate Academy High School as a valedictorian. After high school, I attended Princeton University and graduated in 2018 with my degree in electrical engineering. The focus for today's event is students in STEM and the differing journeys they take towards success. Students from low-income and under-resourced areas graduate with STEM degrees at underwhelming rates. I can tell you firsthand that the high schools in these areas simply don't have the resources to properly prepare students for the minefield that is engineering prereqs. And what a minefield it is. My journey through Princeton was definitely a little different than average. Socially speaking, I loved my time there. I was the artistic director for my improv troupe, I choreographed a number of breakdancing pieces, and found a way to give back through a high school mentorship program. Improv comedy and dance are quite a combination. It's no wonder I dance a little funny. Academically was an entirely different story, however, and a significantly less funny one. From the start, I felt myself slipping in a number of areas and felt it harder and harder to keep up with my peers, who oftentimes had taken classes previously in high school. At times like those, when the difficulties at hand seemed insurmountable, I'm incredibly grateful I had my network of support to fall back on. Be it through tough conversations, helpful words of encouragement, or simply a listening ear and a smile for me to detail my many frustrations to. One of those pillars of that support network was, you guessed it, the College Success Foundation. It is that support system that I'd like to do a bit of a case study here, using my experiences as a lens for why support systems are so very necessary and why the work CSF does is so powerful. Most of my siblings are actually involved in the foundation in some form. My younger sister Candace is involved in their college prep program. My younger brother Aaron is a freshman at Duke and another CSF scholar. Lastly, my older sister Kendra went to Bucknell on a full ride and was also in the Achievers program. My siblings and I have all achieved great things thus far and have so much hope and focus for the trajectory of our lives. But before I dive too deeply into how awesome we are, I'd like to dispel a myth that I hear repeated all the time. It's easy to take a look at someone with my and my siblings' background, paired with our accomplishments, and due to the seemingly anomalous nature of it all, label us special or different. My parents have heard time and time again how lucky they were to get some good ones. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, we are pretty swell. However, in writing us off as an anomaly, those people do us all a disservice by stating an incorrect pretense and assuming that the only way students from areas that are under-resourced can make it is by being special or particularly gifted. In doing so, they write off the odds of success of so many students who just simply don't get that special label. Well, I'm here to present the radical idea that all children from any background with the right support system can not only take the same path I took, but achieve far beyond what I was able to. The College Success Foundation is one of those necessary support systems that has made incredible strides to not just prove this radical idea, but to support and bolster it at every turn. Though I didn't have it easy growing up, my parents instilled in me and my siblings a thirst for success. I was lucky. I had a strong two-parent home. I had mentors and counselors who believed in me. First-generation students, especially at Ivy League schools, often go through a frustrating experience of struggling their freshman year and having no one at home who truly understands the difficulties they face. Just do your best and try harder feel almost cruel, as oftentimes your best just doesn't cut it. Luckily for me, I had a mentor through CSF named Rashim that I met with every summer for a real talk about getting by and succeeding with the odds stacked against you. Without this support network, I and so many other students may have simply fallen through the cracks. CSF does more than just provide scholarships to high-performing students from under-resourced areas. They provide mentorship, various college readiness resources, and perhaps most important, a community of success. Though I was provided a full ride to Princeton through financial aid, I had very little spending money in college. I worked various jobs ranging from a dining hall staff member to babysitting a kid in town. Financial aid from universities often overlooks the financial disparity present on many campuses. Students who, thankfully, will graduate debt-free, often at places like Princeton, miss out on key parts of the college experience because of a lack of spending money. That almost happened to me during the summer after my sophomore year at Princeton, when I was offered a study abroad opportunity in Greece. This wasn't just an ordinary study abroad opportunity. As an electrical engineer, studying abroad during the school year would be extremely difficult and atypical, to say the least. So this was perfectly timed. On top of that, the professor leading the trip was one of my favorite professors at Princeton, who had taught one of my favorite classes, a seminar on the Greek god of wine, Dionysus. Needless to say, I absolutely had to go on this trip. The only problem was that between plane tickets, a passport, I'd never been outside of the country, and other program fees like food and housing and other necessities, Princeton would only cover about half. I was determined to go, so I did what I do in troublesome situations. I reached out to my support network. CSF answered the call. They were able to make up the gap that Princeton left, and I went on the trip. And dare I say, it was a life-changing experience. You see, more than just being able to afford college, I believe very strongly that students need to be able to experience college. Because of CSF, I got to see the world, if only through a 6-week window. And so I closed the way I began, with a thank you to the audience. Thank you for listening to what I had to say, laughing at my jokes, traveling here for me, and all the other students, but mostly for laughing at my jokes. Thanks to you and people like you for sending me to college debt-free. Thanks to you and people like you for helping to ensure a real chance at success being extended to people who grew up in some of the least desirable conditions. And finally, thanks to you for contributing in whatever way you can, be that financially, offering mentorship, or even a powerful conversation. For it's in these little acts that we begin to build the support systems and begin to shape a better future. I now welcome you to watch a video on the many great things CSF does for students in preparation for, during, and after college. Thank you.